I am back with another video and also a brand new series which I am entitling Garage Sale Chronicles, which, if you remember, a really great and awesome guy here in the gaming community that unfortunately closed his channel sometime back, Tom. I believe his username was TB44667. I can't remember the numbering, but he was just such an awesome dude, really genuine guy, and just had a stellar collection of games. And I just remember, he had some of the most amazing garage sale finds that I had ever seen. And CJR kind of has some amazing ones these days, but I think Tom really kind of set the bar, if you will, way back when the gaming community was really kind of flourishing and really kind of took off back in, I would say, 2010 or so. But anyways, I figured, now that I'm home over the course of the summer, I can go out and garage sale every weekend. And when I'm not working Friday, Saturday mornings, I usually just go out for maybe 2 hours or so and just go around my local community and just check out to see what's going on. We have newspaper listings as well, so I always look up those. And it's just a really good time, especially just talking to the people, at the garage sales, especially when you run into elderly folks, because they're just hysterical, in my opinion. But anyways, let's get right into the things here. I have quite a bit of stuff to show you guys that I've kind of gotten over the past 2 weeks. The main things that I'm basically looking after are N64 games. There are a number of N64 games I'm looking for. GameCube, and then I guess maybe Wii and DS, some titles that I maybe haven't gotten there. And then Disney movies, of course, which a lot of people are kind of just unloading those, so that's really nice. But the first 2 movies, actually, that I have to show you guys, I got at half-price books. I figured I'd just go ahead and show you guys these. 2 of my favorite movies, actually, one of which I've actually just recently seen, and that is The Count of Monte Cristo, which has a very odd resemblance for me to The Shawshank Redemption, if you've seen that. Both are excellent films and probably in my top 20 movies of all time. But this is really great. And actually, if you've seen The Shawshank Redemption, that there's a very... it takes place in a prison, obviously, and there's a very, important, sequence of events that happens in this movie that takes place in a prison. And actually, the main character's actually not prison mate, but someone that he meets in prison is Albus Dumbledore from the first 2 Harry Potter movies, which he's still as old as, can be in this movie. But it's just really kind of funny to see him in a different role. But really amazing movie here. And then A Beautiful Mind with Russell Crowe, also an excellent film. And it's kind of ironic because this movie's about John Nash, who basically created the Nash equilibrium in economics. But the funny thing is he wasn't an economist, he was a mathematician. But I just recently finished studying game theory in my economics class this past semester, and we learned about the Nash equilibrium. So it just kind of reminded me of how great a movie this was, and I had to pick it up. I got both of these for $1 at Half Price Books, which is really cool. And then now we're actually getting into the garage sale stuff. One garage sale I went to, they had a bunch of toys and baby stuff and baby clothes and all that kind of stuff. And they also had some movies, one of which I picked up for $1, and that was Peter Pan. Excellent movie and in unbelievable condition too. This is the Platinum Edition, so it has all the special features and that kind of stuff as well. Really cool to pick that up for $1. Now this next find is particularly interesting for me. And I went to this place where it was actually in the newspaper, their listing, and they said they had a bunch of 80s vintage toys. So I figured, odds are they probably have some type of video game or system or something of that nature. So, I went there and there were these 2 old guys and they just had boxes surrounding them of complete in-box Cabbage Patch Kids, which obviously I wasn't in the neighborhood of buying any of those. I already have enough of those in my collection. Not really. But I asked them if they had any video game things, and one of the guys said, "Oh, I think we have Sega stuff up at the front." So, I walked up, and I was the only one there, and they had this black box there, which did not say Sega, which I'm kind of glad, because I'm not really looking to get any, classic Sega stuff. But it was this official Nintendo box, which, if you can see here, it has this gold seal, and these are actually known for, being in terrible condition and rough shape, because they're pretty fragile. But this one's actually in really nice shape, and in it was a whole bunch of stuff, which I'll get into later. But this is actually the extent of my NES games. It literally held all of my NES cards. These are the only NES games I have. I'll go through them real quick. Super Mario Brothers Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers 1, 2, and 3, Tetris, Batman, Tecmo Super Bowl, which huge, game of nostalgia there because that was one of the 3 games I think my dad had with his Nintendo way back when. Ice hockey, The Little Mermaid, and golf. Those are the only NES games I have, and to be perfectly honest with you guys, I don't really plan on getting any other games because the NES isn't really a system that I have fond memories playing beyond golf, Tecmo Super Bowl, Duck Hunt, and Super Mario Brothers 3. Those are like the only games that my dad had that I can recall growing up. So, but yeah, that box was, just to find that was awesome. It had listed on the box $1. The guy came up and he's like, yeah, it has $1, but I'll give it to you for 50 cents. And in it was Battletoads, just the cart, and a Game Genie with the booklet, and then all of these little cards, which are really interesting. From what I understand, they look to be like tips and secrets for Super Mario Bros. 3, but I can't say for certain. And I was planning on getting, whoa, puberty. I was planning on getting rid of these, but they're actually just so unique, and I love the artwork on each of these cards, and on the back, there's like super secrets. But I'll just kind of flip through some of these here. They just have some of the characters and enemies from Super Mario Bros. 3, and then Mario with his Tanuki suits in there too. Really cool stuff here. And the Pepsi logo's on the back, so I'm not sure if this came if this was like one of those mail-in things that you got with maybe a 12-pack of Pepsi and you mailed in and got some of these things. I certainly wouldn't doubt it. That was something that was pretty prominent back in the day, those mail-in things. But yeah, really cool. It was in the box, so I'm definitely going to kind of keep those. There was a random NES Advantage manual in there, which I don't need, so if you need it, let me know, and I'd be happy to send it your way. And also, if you're interested in this as well, because, again, I'm just not really in the neighborhood of collecting NES stuff, and that is this Quattro cart. Really unique-looking NES cart here. It has, these 4 little games: Boomerang Kid, Super Robin Hood, Treasure Island Dizzy, who looks literally like Humpty Dumpty, the egg, and Linus Spacehead. So 4 little games on this little NES cart. Really interesting stuff, and it's in perfect condition, so, if you need either of these things, let me know. But literally, the thing I was most excited to find in this box, believe it or not, were these newspaper clippings. These are just terrific. You can't, I don't know, I just think this is so cool. But I'm going to go through some of these real quick. This first one is amazing because it was basically almost like a Dear Abby column, but for video games. So you write in, and then someone, responds to your questions, and I just want to read some of these because these are just amazing. This person says, I'm writing to ask how you enter a room on the 3rd floor of the 8th level in The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. And then, of course, someone responds. Another one here, this one's probably my favorite. It says, how do you kill the dinosaur in the 4th level of Bart vs. the Space Mutants on the Sega Game Gear? I love that. And then, let's see, another one here. I can't find the combinations for Nurse Edna's wall safe or the inner door in the dungeon in Maniac Mansion. How do I get these? Another one, how do I beat the 3 copycat warriors in Dr. Wily's castle in Mega Man 3? And then this last one, please help us get into the Chocolate Island Castle in Super Mario World. We finish all the areas around the castle, but can only circle it time after time. Why is that? So, I just love that. This was just a local newspaper clipping that his kids, cut out. And this is dated February 5th, 1993. I mean, that's just priceless. You can't put a price tag on that. I just love that. Another one here is a newspaper clipping about Crew Ball, which says it's a Sega Genesis game. I'm not familiar with it. And then the last one is just a bunch of tips and guides for Super Mario World. Just great stuff there. I was just ecstatic just to see those things. It was just really, really cool because you don't see those types of things nowadays. I mean, even gaming magazines are being faded out and it's all digital stuff. So to see those, it was really cool. And then I went out yesterday for a few hours and I found a whole pile of stuff. One sale I went to, they had a whole stack of Wii games, original Xbox games, and things of that nature, in just unbelievable condition. Looks like it had never been played. And there was this other guy there that was literally just fumbling through everything, and he literally looked like I don't even know. He was just going through it like a madman, and he was freaking out because I was there, sifting through these games as well. So he was trying to grab all this stuff, but I literally didn't care. Like, he was going through a bin of Xbox games, and I just put my hand in and grabbed one that I wanted. So he was probably frustrated with me, but, whatever. I ended up getting the things that I kind of wanted. So, I gave the lady the stack of games, and she's like, okay, you have 1, 2, 3. She counted 8 games, because I did get 8 games. She's like, how does $1 a piece sound? And I said, that sounds pretty awesome. And I just handed her a $10 bill and got my $2 of change and walked out of there. But some really great games. The first one of which, I never played this game on the Super Nintendo. I played it on my Game Boy Advance SP, way back when, I guess. And that is Super Mario World, Super Mario Advance 2. An unbelievable game, to this day, still stands the test of time, and is arguably the best Mario game in the series. Me personally, it's Mario Galaxy, and probably forever always will be. But this game is terrific. The music in this especially is just unreal. So good. And then if there's any system that I'm going to mindlessly just get games for at garage sales, it's the Game Boy and Game Boy Color. Just as Steph Sudef has said on her channel, these games are just so fun, especially puzzle games and platformers, to just pick up and play for, 10 to 20 minutes, because many of them you can literally beat in 10 to 20 minutes, but this one is called Penguin Wars, which the box art on this is just so awesome and ridiculous. With a name like Penguin Wars, you'd expect it to be, but I looked some online, and it appears that this game is like a really strange take on dodgeball. But, you have on here this weirdo penguin. He's throwing a ball at like a rat, and then a bat looks like he's trying to get away. This crazy cow is like freaking out in the background, and then you have this pink rabbit taunting the penguin. I mean, that just screams like, early 90s gaming. Yeah, you just don't see those kinds of things these days. So awesome. Alright, now we get into, they had a stack of Nintendo DS games. Only one of which was interesting to me, and that is, of course, Kirby's Canvas Curse. I believe this was a launch title for the DS. If not, it came out soon after its release, and really kind of showcased, the touchscreen capabilities. It is just so awesome because Kirby is one of my favorite characters, and to see him, he's already adorable, but wrapped up in this little ball, and you have to draw these like little rainbows to get him through these levels. It's just an unbelievable concept. But I was so happy to get this. I rush home. I'm kind of going through these games, and I open up the case. Don't make this mistake, my friends. They had a boxed complete DS there, which, looking back, I maybe should have grabbed. She probably would have charged me $5 or $10 for it. But my guess is the game is in that DS. Oh well. I'll just have to get, the cart only, maybe at a GameStop if they have it laying around, or revert to eBay or something like that. But excellent game there for $1. And then I got a small stack of Wii games here. Wii Sports I just picked up for the heck of it. Mario Party 8, and then 2 of which I'm definitely going to be keeping. Wii Sports Resort, because I've not played this, nor do I own it. And, it's Wii Sports Resort. I have Wii Motion Plus capability controller now, so I can finally play this. And then I never played the original game on the GameCube, and that was Strikers. This is Strikers Charged for the Wii. Excuse me. I love soccer. I played soccer growing up, and I love Mario sports games for the most part, and I've heard this is actually a pretty fun one, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving this a try. But let me know if you've played it. And I love the box art on here. It's like really kind of just like, it's almost like a graffiti Mario, just kicking his soccer ball. Really cool looking. And then the final game here, this is the game that I basically just like pushed that guy aside and grabbed. And that is the Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind. I love the Elder Scrolls game. I'm partial to Oblivion. And it's kind of weird because people say that this game doesn't really hold up well at all. Like, it looks unbelievably dated. I'm not familiar. I don't know if you guys have played Oblivion lately, but that game looks like trash. And I played that and Skyrim back to back. I actually played Oblivion leading up to Skyrim's release, and then once Skyrim came out, I played that immediately after. And believe it or not, I actually prefer Oblivion to Skyrim. I may be in the vast minority there, but that's just my preference. And if this game doesn't, stand the test of time because of graphics, that doesn't bother me at all. Like, graphics really are not a big concern for me. It's really the gameplay and the experience that I'm worried about, and I've heard that this game definitely satisfies in that department. And when I opened it up, of course it had everything in there, but it had the Platinum Hits disc, which is actually the Game of the Year edition, which I don't care about that. What's awesome is that this probably has all the extra content that came out, you know, after the game's release. So I got a great looking case and the Game of the Year edition game. That's a winner in my book. So really, really awesome stuff. That was all one sale for $1 a piece, $8. I cannot complain with that. They had a bunch of other Wii games there, but I wanted to let someone else get those because there was Smash Bros, Mario Kart, Mario Galaxy, Wii Play, things of that nature, and I have those games, and I want someone else to enjoy those. So I left those there. One of the sales I went up to, they didn't have any video games, but they had a box full of comics, and I'm not really one to get comics unless it's Batman, Spider-Man, or Wolverine. Those are like my 3 favorite superheroes. And I think the hype of X-Men Days of Future Past, I can't even say the name, but the most recent X-Men movie, of course. I haven't seen it yet, so no spoilers, but I think the hype of seeing that movie may have gotten to me. And I got all of these for $1. Not $1 a piece, literally all of these for $1. And that is the X-Men Legacy. This must be like some mini-series or offshoot of the X-Men comic. And these were all in these really, really nice sleeves, which is really cool. I almost wanted to just buy a bunch just because they just look so nice, but that would just be stupid. But I love Rogue on the front here. Magneto on the side there. And then Wolverine. He's over there in the back. So I wanted to get these. These are the only X-Men comics they had, or else I would have gotten more. I love the artwork on that one, though. That's really interesting. And then that one's the one in the back. This one only had 1 in it. This one just looks creepy, but really interesting as well. So I'll definitely be reading through those. I'm still reading through The Walking Dead as well. But again, comics really aren't my thing unless it's The Adventures of Tintin, The Walking Dead now, Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Wolverine, or Batman. Those are really the only comics I'm interested in reading. Maybe more down the road. I've heard, what is it, Fairy Tale? The stuff that's based on The Wolf Among Us. I've heard that's really, really good stuff. So, Fable. I don't know why I said Fairy Tale. I guess it's whatever. I'm ranting. That is all of the stuff that I got. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. Let me know what you think. If you've, if you're garage sailing, what have you found over the summer? Anything of note that you want to share? Leave in the comment section below. But I think it'd just be fun to, instead of doing pickups videos at the end of every month, just kind of doing these every week or so, just to kind of chronicle the things that I've picked up. And again, the name of this video, credit to Tom. If you're watching, Tom, kudos to you, my friend, because I believe this is what you entitled your garage sailing videos back in the day when you did those. So I hope you were well. But I hope all of you guys that are watching are also well, and I want to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon.